All right, good Sunday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a quick check of your forecast. It is January 4th, year of our Lord 2026, and we are almost at 4 o'clock this afternoon here in Amarillo in the Central Time Zone. We are fairly cloudy, but we do, again, this actually playing a big role in our wind potential today. Again, that's kept some of our higher wind gusts at bay. We do have some elevated fire conditions out there this afternoon. Tomorrow probably will be a higher concern for fire conditions, just given the stronger winds we expect, a little bit warmer temperatures. And so that's something we'll talk about here over the next couple of minutes. We're also going to talk about that next potential weather maker. It looks like we are starting to lean towards a colder solution for Thursday and Friday with that next trough as it swings across the desert southwest. Whether or not we see moisture is, I think, a bigger uncertainty, and we'll kind of break that down for you guys as well. But you're looking at Viper radar and water vapor imagery right now. You can see a lot of clouds streaming in and overhead right at the moment. You can see again that trough, which is again going to play a key factor in our weather and our forecasts on Thursday and Fridays, providing a lot of snow for the Sierra Nevada mountain range, as well as some rain and some thunderstorms down in the San Joaquin Valley in central California. Again, that's something that we'll have to focus on for us by the end of the week. Looks like that Skycam and Dimment may be down. We'll have to get a check on that too. It was working just a second ago. Temperature 65 in Amarillo, 68 in Dumas, 70 degrees for that temperature right now in Vega, 67 in Paducah. Winds out of the southwest around 15 to 20 miles an hour. So definitely breezy. We have kind of limited that high wind gust potential just due to the cloud cover for today. But tomorrow, I think we'll see a little bit more sunshine. That's going to lead to probably some higher wind gust potential compared to this afternoon. And temperatures are going to be warmer as well. We're expecting highs to reach up into the 70s pretty much area wide. We'll even see a few of us get into those lower 80s. Amarillo probably not going to set a record high temperature tomorrow, but areas like Dalhart and Borger, Clovis, Guyman, Childress maybe having a better chance. Our high for tomorrow is 73. The record high is 83. So I don't think we're going to set a new record, at least here locally, but maybe some spotty record highs possible in areas where maybe they're a little bit easier to overcome in the low to mid 70s, because some of us will be up in those high 70s and low 80s tomorrow. Big story though, fire concerns Monday. The critical threat we think will be staged off in the southwest half of the Texas Panhandle and back into the Land of Enchantment from Tucumcari south. Critical levels is a level 2 out of 4, so it's enough that fire spread is possible, and some large fire potential is also there as well. That's also the area we had a lot of rain last year, so the fuel loading in that red region is above average. So if a fire were to get going, it would have the fuel to burn and probably the ability to spread at a quick pace. Just something to keep in mind. If you had plans to maybe do some activities that involved a spark or an open flame, probably want to push those off to a different date, because tomorrow the winds could gust to 40 miles an hour and our relative humidity values are going to be down between 10 and 15% in the afternoon. Main window for that fire threat will be from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. Let's go ahead and run through the computer model real quick. Temperatures tonight are going to be cool, but not necessarily cold. We'll be in the 30s and 40s to start your morning, climbing fast to the 70s by the end of the day. And then for Tuesday, not necessarily a cold front, but we are expecting a northwest wind, and that is going to keep those temperatures a little bit colder than they were tomorrow. Tuesday's high is probably in the 60s versus the 70s that we'll see the day beforehand. So here's that next weather maker. This is that big trough that we are going to pay close attention to through the remainder of the work week. Its exact track and evolution will be very key in if we see moisture from this storm system. Right now, we think it will take at least a somewhat favorable track for us to have a low end chance for some precipitation. On Thursday, we're leaning towards it being a rain event. Again, and that will probably favor the southeast panhandle. Now, as we get into Friday, some of that colder air may start to kind of entrench itself into the panhandles, and so any precipitation lingering around on Friday would probably favor more rain snow mix turning to outright snow. That we think is going to favor the northern panhandles, but we think that the timing is kind of what we're most confident in right now. It's Thursday through Friday. Again, it could be kind of two waves of precipitation that we're kind of focused on. The first one will be Thursday, favoring the southeast. Again, would likely be just a cold rain and maybe some weak thunderstorms. As we get into Friday, some of that colder air continues to spill in. and we may end up seeing that rain transition to a light snow. But we think the areas that could have the best chance for any kind of snow accumulation are going to be up in the North Panhandles: Dalhart, Boise City, Guyman, and Clayton, New Mexico. They've all got about a 50% chance to see some light precipitation on Friday. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll be enough to spark an advisory. Again, this may be a very minimal amount of moisture for us. Here's your chance for a tenth of an inch of precipitation through that 2 day period. And you can see even Amarillo only having a 30% chance for us to get a tenth of an inch of moisture. So this is not like it's going to be a big event per se, but it is probably the only event we've got in the foreseeable future. So it's going to be crucial for us to cash in on some moisture, especially if we want to keep our wildfire concerns at bay, at least for a short duration. This is our 30-day precipitation anomaly. Amarillo at 0%, Guyman at 0%. I mean, that's a widespread theme over the South Plains. And again, we've had a lot of rain last year in the growing season. All the grass is growing. There's a lot of areas that have above average fuel loading. We're getting to that point in the year where wildfires are becoming more of a legitimate concern. So if we don't get any moisture soon, and especially if it's not significant moisture, fire conditions, and at least fire weather days, are going to probably be a more common theme here in the High Plains through the next several weeks. That is all I've got for you guys this afternoon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch